What? I'm recording? Oh, shit. Jeez, oh my gosh. Can't believe I fell asleep on the vlog. Well, it's only fitting seeing how this episode is Dream Scheme. In this episode, we meet the Sandman, voiced very nicely by Greg Eagles, and he is trying to do something very relatable. He is trying to sleep. But the thing is, he's the Sandman, and he can't exactly sleep because his job is like a 24/7 deal. Because in a very realistic manner, for every part of the world, there's always someone in some part of the world about to fall asleep, so he always has to be hopping around, helping people, and like Santa Claus, who amusingly gets to sleep. So he's like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna make a machine, it's gonna knock everyone out forever, and then I'm gonna go get some sleep, and because he hasn't slept in forever. Because I was wondering, I was like, okay, it's like, for the is the Sandman supposed to be this miserable when he sleeps? But whatever. So anyway, the problem with his plan, though, is that, well, the Powerpuff Girls aren't asleep. They are refusing to go to bed. They're staying up all night because they're little kids, and when you're young, you just want to stay up as late as you can. Then as you get older, you need to get more sleep. And I forget how it works exactly. But anyway, so the Sandman goes over there, takes out the Powerpuff Girls, knocks them out, and then the girls, because the Sandman did the whole "I'm going to tell you my evil plan" thing because I'm so cocky, ha 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 ha. The girls know his plan, so they decide to enter his dream. They give him a nightmare so he'll never want to sleep again. He changes his ways, reverses the machine, and all is well. And really good episode. There are two things that make it stand out. One is just the layout, and the other is the rhyming. Let's start with the layout, which is gorgeous. I love how we get to see all these different countries, albeit briefly, from Italy to Rome, Japan, Asia, China, and all the cities are done in different styles, all the characters are done in different styles. It's really well done. Like, it doesn't look like Townsville. And the second thing, that from a layout standpoint, I think it was just great, was the dream sequence. It was very surreal, abstract. It reminded me of the Wonka Tunnel. Like, you had, like, the grasshopper in the background at one point, the bed being raised. There's the one shot of the girls just standing over his bed there, and they're towering over him. You have him on the raft, and there's a little yellow fin going, and then Bubbles comes out and eats him like a shark. Just a lot of very abstract, surreal, and overall frightening imagery. Like, I feel like if I were a little kid watching this would be the part that would kind of creep me out of it and scare me, and I bet if I go on YouTube, I'll find a bunch of comments like, oh my gosh, this scared me as a kid. But since I'm an adult, I just went, oh, this is really cool. And I wasn't scared at all. In fact, it was so good, I wish that dream sequence had gone on a bit longer. Not too longer, but just maybe another minute or two. But I get it. You only have 11 minutes to do the episode, so there's probably some really cool stuff that wound up on the cutting room floor just because they didn't have time. Thought I heard something. And the other thing that stands out about this is the rhyming. I just find rhyming really, really cute when it's used in episodes, so it's just really nice to see an episode where all the characters spoke in rhyme. And, apparently it's not that hard to speak in rhyme. Nostalgia Critic said, when he did his Grinch review and the entire review is in rhyme, he said it wasn't as hard as it looks. So, and yeah, while it's very not hard to do, it's one of those things where when you do it, it just makes the episode a bit more enjoyable. I really like the villain in this episode, from the design to the voice Greg Eagles was doing to specifically, I could relate to his dilemma a lot, the need for sleep, and I felt sorry for him. But you can also relate to the Powerpuff Girls wanting to stay up late. I mean, there's been nights in college where, and just in general, I want to stay up late, whether it be binge watching something, hanging out with a friend, playing video games with a friend, or talking with a friend, or pulling those all-nighters. I can relate, but I can also relate to that need for sleep, like when you're trying to sleep and there's just no, you either need to do something or you get rudely woken up by someone or someone snoring. Like, I can just relate. So all around, it was a very relatable episode. But for as important as sleep is, seriously, get sleep, prioritize sleep over everything. But not everything, but you know what I mean. This episode seemed very anti-sleep. Like, the villain just wants to sleep, and yet, oh, he's the victim. It's like, Sandman really needs some sleep at one point, because not sleeping at all just is murder for you. The girls are victorious because they weren't asleep when the Sandman did his evil plan. And I did find it amusing how the first thing they do when they beat the Sandman is they just pass out. It's like, yeah, you pulled an all-nighter. You deserve that. And that's all I have to say. So, but yeah, I mean, it's very amazing just how much of a difference. Like, I honestly sympathize with the Sandman in this episode because it truly does make a difference whether you sleep or not. Like, it can affect your attitude for the whole day, whether you're like positive and willing to enjoy stuff or whether you're tired and miserable. You're more willing to do stuff if you're awake and not cranky and irritated. You remember stuff easier, and it's just a lot easier to focus. But again, at the same time, like, it's a problem I have. Like, I never go to bed at the time I should, because, like, and I think a lot of that has to do with technology. Like, it's one more YouTube video, one more, I want to watch this one thing, and I was so tired yesterday because I have to get up for work early, and I stay up a little later than I should. But, and I also, there's a friend I talk to a lot, and we tend to talk a little more than we should, and so that is my one weakness. And again, if I were to just nitpick, I would say the episode's a little harsh on the Sandman, because yeah, like, you need sleep. Like, it's, oh, the Sandman's evil for wanting. It's like, no, he's completely intelligent. In fact, if anything, like, like, someone should help him out or something. I don't know. Again, I'm not going to say it ruins the episode. I mean, that's just me nitpicking. And that's all I have to say at this point. So, in regards to this episode, a couple things. One, if you saw this episode as a kid, did that dream sequence scare you as a kid? And do you sympathize with the Sandman at all? Do you think, because sleep is important, or are you on the Powerpuff Girls side of, stay up late! I don't regret anything when I'm tired in the morning. So, until next time in an episode with a very similar sounding title, take care, and please go to bed early tonight. Your body will thank you in the morning. Take care.